Traders, let's start today's strategy session. Da 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 da. Okay, everybody, welcome to Forex Today. Nice to have you. Another strategy session. However, trading is risky and not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not indicative of future results. So always stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hello, ni hao. My name is Wayne McDonell. I am the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. An ACN that gives traders access to Forex and energies and metals and indices and everything else you need to be successful as a trader. And we do these sessions every single day, 7:30 in the morning. This says to 8:15. I usually go longer. Monday through Friday at Forex.today, and then every Friday at fxstreet.com. To attend these events live, just simply go to Forex.today and register. There's so many resources for you. The live webinars are located in this area called webinars. There's an archive right here, and there's an archive here on the right nav bar. And then there's over a dozen trading ideas from real people that are actually spending time documenting their trade ideas for things like Euro USD, Aussie USD, USD Swiss franc, all the different yen pairs, so on and so forth. And of course, also when you register and log in, there's a community chat. Oh, how nice. So why don't you swing on by Forex.today and register and leverage some of these resources for you. G'day, Nuno. Cool, huh? So what's happened so far today? Trade balance, 61 billion for October. Wow, huh? Exporting a lot, that's good news. How about this? We're looking for any good news out of Japan as far as wage growth. I mean, this is not huge information, but it's not bad, right? It's a little better than expected. Fine. And here's the interesting thing, right? What happens? The USD is strong, as we know from non-farm payrolls, good high number. But particularly against the yen today, possibly out of this information. And check it out. What happens when Nikkei falls? Or sorry, when the Japanese yen falls? The Nikkei rises. 2% rally. That's a big day. So maybe the green shoots are starting to appear. I think it's a little early, but not bad news is good news, right? Gino, yes, as I had just mentioned, a recording of the video is made on the website. Here is where you'll find it in a few hours. And if you need to find it tomorrow, it'll be over here. Okay? No worries. Okay, what about Germany? They're a big exporting nation, right? What, second or third largest exporting nation in the world? Huge. They have their current account. What is the current account? It's an accounting statement of things that Germans own. They own more than they used to internationally. So what are they doing with their money? They're buying assets. This would be a physical asset like a building, for example, let's just say. They're getting their money out of Europe, out of Germany in particular. Okay, you see? Money is flowing out of Germany. Trade balance, they're exporting more than expected. Well, the balance, right? And then exports, month over month, a pretty good increase, or a pretty big beat percentage-wise. So that's pretty good, right? 25% better than expected. So pretty good numbers out of Germany. Cool. Right on. And oh, by the way, today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day after that and the next day after that, I am doing I'm hosting a live Forex trading room to cover the open of the New York stock market and the 10 o'clock news and all that kind of stuff, Monday through Friday this week, starting at 9 a.m. All you need to do is go to this link at TradersWay.com, open up a live or demo account, and you can attend totally for free. That's it. All you have to do is be a client of TradersWay.com. In your back office, right, in your private office, there will be a link. It's probably labeled webinars. Okay. Something like that. And you'll have to click that and you'll be let in. That's it. Yeah, I'll paste that for you, Bubba. 1 second, Brew. Okay, that's it. So put some money into a live account. Right, Ron, that'll change. Right now it redirects to Forex.today. We'll change that. Nuno likes a picture. Nuno, this picture here of me, yeah, that's Western China. Well, I can't remember how many years ago that was. It was cool. I was in the local newspaper. The guy to my left in the picture is the translator. I was talking about foreign exchange and the outlook for the Chinese economy. But this was, I don't know, gee whiz, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that. Okay. Yeah. That was a good day. This is Chengdu. I was interested in Chengdu because it's the first place to ever use paper money. Is that right, KG or KC? But yeah, so I met the mayor of Chengdu and the governor of the Sichuan province at this conference. Actually invited me to his office and stuff. And then I'm talking with the governor, and I said I really enjoy visiting. The country is so beautiful. The people are so warm. Because he asked me to stay to do something, and I said, but I apologize. My wife is giving birth to our second child in 3 days, and it takes me 3 days to get home from Western China. And I said, I can't be late. And he says, 1 second, and he whispers something into someone's ear, and off they go. And then we say our pleasantries and our goodbyes after the lunch, and I think we do one more shot. And then and just as I'm leaving, the guy shows back up, and they gave a gift to my wife and our our daughter to be, and it was a hand sewn silk thing with a baby panda, because that's where the pandas are. It was really nice. So my daughter has a gift from the governor of the Sichuan province. Why 3 days? Oh, because I'm in Chengdu, and then I had to fly to Beijing, and then I had to fly to Tokyo, and then and there were some stops along the way, and then from Tokyo back to the U.S., and just like, pfft, you know how life is. So anyways, hopefully I'll see you guys in the free live trading room today, tomorrow, the next day, the next day, and the next day. Is that fair? I'll give you about 10 hours of my time extra. All you have to do is open a demo account. I would rather you fund it with some money. I mean, put in, $1 million or something. 9 a.m. it says right here, 9 a.m. Eastern. Remember, the U.S. stock market opens at 9:30. So if you're not sure what 9 a.m. is for you, but you can figure out what time you should know what time the stock market opens in the United States. So we'll get together about a half an hour before that until I decide it's enough. Could be a couple hours until it's enough. It'll be a lot. Okay. I'm pretty busy today and tomorrow, but then later in the week, less pressure. So maybe an hour today and tomorrow, and maybe more the next days. Whatever. No, this room? No. So anyways, let's get going. We got a busy day, yo. Just a quick wrap up of where we are. This is the big move from non-farm payrolls, and I'm eyeballing this retracement here. How about you? I'm also looking at this purplish gray area as a roll reversal. If I back out, I have to go farther out than that. That's how I'm looking at it. So you see this pullback and drop? It could just do one of those, but on a smaller level. Cool. The live webinar? I'm a currency trader, but see, so that brings an interesting thought. You may not know how to trade the New York Open. You might not even know that that's an important time. Like, oh my God, really? Like, you're not sure if what we're going to do? Then you should probably show up. Right? And that's one of the most important times of the day. Like, seriously, holy smokes. No, we're not going to trade stocks. I'm not going to get you to buy some Apple shares. But holy smokes. Yeah. Those are 80. We got lots to do then, brubba. Yeah, holy smokes. Look at everybody like, well, I didn't know that was important. Yeah, swing on by. Holy smokes. All right, cool. Cool, man. Yes. See you. Open that demo account, man. You got to be there. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So so anyways, I'm just eyeballing that. The rest is good. Like, look, dollar strong, yen is weak. What I mean, we talked about this for weeks and weeks and weeks. Of that non-farm payrolls is going to be important if we get a better than expected number, and if we do, the dollar's going to be strong, the yen's going to be weak. Well, look, the number came out better than expected. The dollar's ripper strong, the yen is totally weak, and right, what more do you want? So this continues, huh? Look at the Nikkei rallied. Could have made a lot of money in Nikkei today, because the interesting thing about the Asian market, when non-farm payrolls comes out, Asia is either out at the bar or sleeping. So they think, then they wake up in the morning and they're like, wow, look at non-farm payrolls. I can't wait to trade that on Monday morning. So, on events like that, it could be a good opportunity. right? Because you can just think, well, they're thinking about it, 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 thinking about it. Can't wait till Monday morning. Can't wait till Monday morning. Can't wait because they weren't there on Friday when non-farm payroll is released, right? Kenny says, "Oh, they probably had buy orders." Well, of course. Look, if it's important, you can get up, you can stay up late on a Friday, right? Um, but nonetheless, it continues, and there's a lot of money in Asia, and just the idea that you can read all weekend, and if you're interested in stocks and bonds and futures and forex, you're watching TV programs, you're reading publications, and you're excited about Monday's trading. That's all it is. So you'll see very often if there's a good, a much better than expected non-farm payrolls, Nikkei has a good Monday. That's all, just cause and effect, right? Like we were talking before. So we need to set up the week. So let's go to Forex.today. By the way, did you guys leave a comment on this video? How to use the Baltic Dry Index and trade the Aussie dollar? Did you leave a comment there? No? No comments, huh? All right. Too bad. So sad. You don't love me anymore. Let's do calendar first. Oh, you did in YouTube? Yeah. Not yet. That's from Thursday, Fernando. If not now, when? Sure, Justinus. Oops. What am I doing? I'm looking down and click the wrong one. All right. All right. Let's filter this a bit. Let's do 3 stars only. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the Chinese news, and I did talk about that on the session on Friday that came out. Yes. No, I did cover it, didn't I? Okay, forget it. Now, the next one is CPI, and that's technically that's today, but that's tonight, so that's tomorrow. Yeah, it's the middle of the night for me. Or is it? No, it's not. Because this is GMT. So, anyways, today's Asian session, Chinese CPI. Do you think that's important? Should we care about that? Yeah. Okay. And then later on, the next day really, we're gonna have the news out of RBNZ. Should we care about the Reserve Bank of New Zealand when they give us a policy, an outlook? Should we care when a central bank gives an outlook? I mean, yeah, you should. Love it, man. Like, I can't wait. Gather around, children, right? You get all your little ones together. And you're like, I'm going to read you a bedtime story written by the Reserve Bank of New Zealand. Can you imagine how popular you'd be with the children? Let's start with the inflation outlook. But it's important to us currency traders. It might not be good reading for a bedtime story. Or maybe it is, right? Maybe it's perfect bedtime stories. Put you to sleep. But important. They're basically going to tell you the health of the New Zealand economy, and then they're going to. The interesting thing about these, by the way, if you've never actually gone to a central bank's website and actually downloaded their reports and actually read them, they're actually interesting because one of the things they'll say is, oh, because of the euro, oh, because of what the Fed's doing, oh, because of the situation in China. And they talk a lot about other economies. So now you get to think about or read about what the PhDs and economists, what they've studied and what their review of that data is. I mean, think about the millions of dollars they've spent analyzing the foreign exchange market, and then they tell you for free. Right? I did a whole video one time on how to get a PhD to work for you for free. Let's simply download the IMF report. I mean, think about it. The IMF report, when they give you like the World Economic Outlook, they must have, what, 1,000 PhDs going through millions of data sets, and then they tell you for free what they think is going to happen globally in the economy. I mean, oh my gosh. Now think about it. If you were a hedge fund manager, you'd have to pay that guy a couple $100,000 a year, one PhD to work for you, one quant to work for you, a couple $100,000 a year. Well, how would you like millions of dollars of quants for free? Well, download the report, read it. It should be fascinating and interesting. And then look, okay, moving on, industrial production out of China. So we had trade balance data on Sunday, CPI coming up, which is inflation, right? Industrial production capacity utilization out of their factories. Yeah, that's kind of important, don't you think? I mean, awesome stuff. Now, are you specializing in one particular currency? Let's say the US dollar, right? Because last week I asked you to specialize in something. Well, you might want to download that report and see if they comment on your economy, whatever you're specializing in. Because then you can say, well, you know, I downloaded the financial stability report from the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, and they said about my currency, blah, 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 blah. And at the very least, you sound like you know what you're talking about. At the very least, it's not a bad thing. Okay. Australia has its turn. Then Aussie jobs report. And then German GDP. Nice trading week, guys. Nice trading week. All of those are really good, very fascinating things. Now let me change this a little bit. Okay. Japanese current account, and trade balance data and stuff like that. Yeah. PPI out of China. Yeah. A lot of good, right? Canadian housing. Okay, fine, maybe. Got Australia done. UK unemployment. Yeah. Okay, there's another good trade in there. I think the rest is pretty straightforward, right? You should know what you're doing on these time frames. So pretty good week. Pretty busy. Lots of things going on. I think it's going to be a good trading week. Right? Jobs reports, central bank reports, you know, continuing data out of China. Okay. All of that's going to be very, very good. Okay, and then let's do the commitment to traders report. Okay, Joe says, based on COT, is it good to long Kiwi? I'm never going to answer that for you. I'm never going to answer a question like that. All right, because that type of question, to me, it sounds like you want me to make a decision for you, and I'm not going to do that. That's not the point. Okay, so we can look at it, and I'll tell you what it says, but you're going to have to make that decision. All right, I'm not a decision maker for you. But we can certainly cover it, talk about it. Yeah, hopefully that's fair. In fact, we can start with Kiwi if you want, since you brought it up. Why not? Okay. There's less bears in the market, and there's more bulls in the market. And the market is net long Kiwi. What do you think? More bulls than last week, less bears than last week, and the market is already net bullish. How does that sound? Well, you might say go long. I might say, well, maybe you should have been long a month ago. See, COT is not going to put you into a trade. So, what Kiwi? What do you want to? So you want to buy Kiwi? What do you want to sell? Okay, Kiwi in. Yeah, it seems like you're late here. Okay. So a pattern you might consider if you're a bull, okay, you missed the double bottom, then it made the higher high, okay? Now it should come down to the roll reversal into the 2155 cross and should rise. So, yeah, maybe. If you're a bull, that's how you'd look at the world. Okay, Joe Ma? Cool. Do you mind if I call you Joe Mama? Just got to have a nickname for everyone. Everyone's got to have a nickname, but I like that one. Joe Mama. No disrespect, of course. We're just comrades, right? All right, cool. Oh, I got a lot of nicknames, right? Uncle Wayne, Master Wayne. My friends call me Mr. McDonell. My friends in college. Yeah. So I don't know. There's always Sir. WMD. Yeah. Gretzky of Forex. I don't know. Call me maybe. All right. So Euro. Gray line here is long positions in the market. Okay. Have we had a change? Remember, this is before non-farm payrolls, but still, has there been a significant change in long positions in the euro over the last 2 months? No change at all. Now remember, the euro, this is that big spike, the red line, that big spike, it was going up hundreds of pips. I kept telling you, look, no one's buying it, dude. Or was it this one? I guess this one. Like, no one's buying it. So why are you long? Oh, because I see green candles. Yeah, all right. Why is it green? I don't know. So, you were buying instead of preparing for an epic short, right? Oh, the net Okay, all that is longs minus shorts. Right? Okay, James? So what it's telling you is if you add everything up, is the market, are there more bulls or are there more bears? That's all it's asking. So you add up all the bulls, you subtract all the bears, what's left? Are there more bulls or are there more bears? That's all I'm answering, right? Well, it's long versus short, yes. Now, it's not up or down. You see the zero line? Okay. If you're above the zero line, the market is net bullish. If you're below the zero line, the market's net bearish. Okay. So I can look at this and it's net short. But the question is why? I mean, of course, the markets. Who would expect anything different? So that's not that's not useful information. I mean, we already know that. If you don't know that, you need to find another gig, right? So then going to what the interesting information. It's like when the Euro USD is rising, and I'm telling you, nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it. When Euro USD hits resistance, it's going to drop like a ton of bricks. What did it do? It dropped like a ton of bricks. It's now over 600 pips since the rally. I mean, awesome stuff. So what was the useful information? Nobody was buying, but price was going up. That is how you use commitment or traders report, because then you know the market's not bullish. If the market's not bullish but price is rising, what do? You get ready to sell. Huge fire for effect. Right? You guys remember all of that? I hope. So anyways, so over time here, you can see no one still has been buying euro. And look, bears have re-entered the market. Price has fallen. The market is getting pretty heavily net short euro. Next, pig. So this data goes back to Tuesday of last week. So when did we have the UK news? I think it was Thursday of last week, wasn't it? So we don't want to read too much into this, but look at where we are here. The market is exactly neutral. Look at that, exactly neutral. The exact same amount of bulls as there are bears. Amazing, huh? You see it right there. That's not price, those are positions. So it's like saying there's 50,000 large contracts long, right? In here, kind of thing. So these are, so number of contracts, right? Oh, on the right, it's the red line. Look at the red line. We were just at that time, Tuesday of last week, according to this, we were just below 155. Okay. Number of contracts. And this is the price at that time, and then this is the net. Okay? Look, there was only 168 contracts long, more than there was short. I mean, wow. Pretty interesting stuff. So at that point, neutral. Maybe the market was getting ready to be a bear. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 doo, doo. Okay, yen yen. An increase in bearishness. Right, these are the golden line sharply rising. Those are short positions. The number of short positions is rising. The market is getting more and more short. Now, some dingling was trying to buy it, but they lost. But you can see the market was dramatically shorting yen. Now, I think, and this is, we started talking about it when we retested 19, which I think was like mid-September, beginning of September. I said, if you don't pay attention, you're going to find yourself at 125 and you'll have missed it. Did that stick in anyone's brain? I said, yens will do that. Yens will actually do that. You will spend 6 months trying to build up a position on the Japanese yen. Nothing will happen, nothing will happen, nothing will happen. And you're like, oh man, never trade yen, man, and nothing ever happens. And then you realize after 4 or 5 months, holy crap, that thing's up like 600 pips. But nothing happened, right? It just, and then it's gone. So now we're at 123.5. You hated it at 19, right? You hated it at 18, you hated it at 19, you hated it at 20, and then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it's at 23.50. That's how it trades. I'll tell you what, you see this here? This is you thinking nothing happens on this stupid yen. I understand the feeling. It's almost like what happened last year. You see this area here? This is us moving sideways for 6 months. Well, we were stuck at 115. Oh, it won't go anywhere, Wayne. It won't go anywhere. And then it went to 125. And like, oh, hey, that's 1,000 pips. Yeah, well, yeah, that's why you got to stick with it, right? Came all the way back. We were in this area again all this year, so we got to zoom in here. Now we're in that same area from the year before. Is that support? Right, guys? Is that support in here? Yup. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and all of a sudden it starts to add up. It's amazing. Right? But it's how it works. I mean, it's just, that's how it does it. Look at this area, guys. How long is this? A year and a half. Okay. We were stuck at 100. And there are many people in this room here that were with me during this period, and I kept buying and buying and buying and buying and buying and buying. And I think when this finally took off, I had something like 35 positions open. It took months and months and months and months and months and months of frustration. Guess when it took off? The third week of August. The funny thing is, I was talking about the third week of August way back in here, months and months and months in advance. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So anyways, I'm just saying that this is how the markets work. And you can prepare. All right, so that's that. How about our friend the Aussie? Slight increase in bullishness, slight increase in bearishness, and just still some uncertainty here. Now, you remember I was long Aussie yen? Uh, look, just so you know, it's you're not the only one. I had my stop. Remember, I moved it last week. I was up. My stop was plus 75. The worst I could possibly do is make 75 pips. And what did it do? After non-farm payrolls, everything with a yen seemed to go up except my Aussie yen. I'm like, what? Everything else went up except my Aussie yen, you scumbag. And what did it do? Boom! Took me out. I got my 75 pips and then turned and went back up. Boom! It happens, though. I'm just saying it happens. I'll get you yet, Batman. Where does he get those wonderful toys? So, anyways, it happens, man. I wouldn't say every time, Elliot, but it happens. It's cliche for a reason. But I certainly wouldn't long the Aussie dollar, right? And I think right before non-farm payrolls, someone was talking about that, about how did I get long Aussie dollar? I'm like, I'm not long Aussie dollar. I'm long Aussie yen. And they're like, really? Uh huh. Because there's look, I'm a simple guy. There's just I can't sell the U.S. dollar. Maybe if I scalp it for 15 or 20 minutes, or maybe an hour, maybe. I'm usually not that desperate, but I could be. I'm capable of being. But generally speaking, there's just no way I could long this pair. If I thought this pair was going to go up, I'd just move over to Aussie yen. Boom, done. I would trade this setup on Aussie yen. Because if the Aussie versus the US dollar goes up, oy vey, Aussie versus yen is going to go up, and probably even more based on relative strength. Timmy says US dollar can't go wrong no matter what the numbers. Well, okay, let's be a little careful. What I do, right, what I want to say is this, because you got to be careful. People paint themselves in a corner where they have to do this and they have to do that. What I'm looking for on let's say the Euro USD, because there's two things going on there. I am bearish on the Euro. That has nothing to do with the US dollar analysis. I'm just bearish on the Euro. So it could be Euro anything. I'm going to sell Euro. That's what I'm looking to do. I don't have to do it, but I'm looking to do it. And at the same time, I am bullish on the US dollar, completely independent of the Euro. I've analyzed the market for dollar, US dollar, and I happen to be a bull. And I can tell you the day, the exact minute in that particular day. And in fact, I talked about it for 6 to 9 months before it happened, that when that particular thing happened, I would become a bull. And then I became a bull. And I had been bear for years. So, it's all fairly predictable stuff. So if I'm bearish on the euro and bullish on the dollar, that means I want to sell the euro dollar. Cool. What do I do? If the market's trading in a bearish trend, so that's the first thing I have to look for. Is the market bearish? Now, I could be bearish, but the market could be bullish sometimes. Well, I'd be a fool to be selling a bullish market. That's just foolish. Even if the market's wrong, right? The market can stay, how does it go? The market can stay irrational longer than I can stay solvent. So it doesn't matter, what I think, right? So if I think it's bearish, who cares? I still have to wait for a bearish market. So I just kind of sit on the sidelines or skippy scalp on my way up to fill the time, right? Pick up some pips. But once the market is bearish, and I'm bearish too, cool. Now I sell rallies when price hits hardcore resistance. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Tim. But so referring to bad announcements and numbers and stuff, and you'll see even sometimes when there's good numbers, eventually the market turns bad again, right? You might get some good German trade once it spikes, and then boom, everyone sells it again because the market's waiting to sell rallies because the market's bearish. So you got to understand what the market is, what the market's thinking. So you might get good European trade data, and you're like, oh, good, I should long the euro, right? I should long the euro because that was really good European news. But what happens in many situations like that? You're like, that was really good news for Germany, and all of a sudden, euro spikes for about 40 minutes, and then what? Crashes again. You're like, well, what the? That was good news. Yeah, well, wasn't good enough apparently because the market's waiting to sell it. And they want to sell it high. They don't want to sell it low. So they're waiting. They're waiting for any opportunity to sell some green candles, right? So anyways, that's that. And then how are we on this? Are we done? Oh, we did Kiwi. We started with Kiwi. Let's do some kitty cat. All right, kitty cat. Less people long, less people short. Market flat. Painful, huh? Now, looking at it right now, it's on a monthly pivot. Is anyone going to buy Canadian dollar on the monthly pivot? Oh, Timbit says it's undervalued. All right. All right, so there we are on our kitty cat. So you can see last week I have you set up in here. Did anyone take this? Looks like I got it to the pip. It's pretty cool. Bobby's got it right on. Jimmy got it right on, guys. So I don't have it on this chart, apparently. That's weekly as well. Oh, did I just sell something? I hate that. No. Where's it, CAD? Oh, I just got filled. Stupid CAD. All right, just cost me $16. I hate that. I lost $16, $15. Damn it. All right. All it was doing was that. All right. Oh yeah. What? Oh, because I'm on a 1 minute. Is that right? Maybe I'm looking at something different. USD CAD. Oh, what's that over there? USD CAD. I don't have it here as a monthly pivot. Hang on, I got it on a different computer. What is that? Oh, it's a weekly R2. I didn't have it on this one as a weekly R2. Oops, I don't want that. Weekly R2? This didn't have it as a weekly, did it? Huh. Whale oil B. I have it on a different computer. That's hardcore resistance. USD CAD. USD CAD. Oh, I see. That PC didn't log, or that's not logged in. Aha. I'll figure that out. I can see why one of my trading accounts isn't logged in. All right, fine. Where's my mouse? So it was here. That's what it was doing. All right. Cool. Well, couple of ways to play this. You always want to mark the role reversal. And then on a weekly basis, if you think this is going to go up, you want to look at M4 being your target if you're a bull, right? So M2 is the likely bottom. M2 is there, so we got to keep that in mind. If it kicks off the weekly central, then it's going to go to WR2, so all of that's interesting. And then on a daily basis, what we're looking at is the difference between the, this is the 3A2, this is the 50%, and this is the 618. So if you're a day trader, your buy zone as a bull is right in there, right? Kind of right in the middle of where we are now. Okay. Now, typically a pivot would want to come back a little more. So like if you were going to play it like perfect pivot, it's going to do this. I'll play it off this date, off the weekly. Okay. That kind of thing. So anyways, why don't we go here? We covered the commitment to traders report. We covered the weekly calendar. We did some technical analysis, and I'll work on setting up the new trading room so that it'll be hopefully ready in a half an hour. Double check, should be available from Forex Today. Okay. And just to double check, just to be safe, why don't you stay in this room? And if that room doesn't get open, then I'll just do it from here, and then we'll get it done for tomorrow. There was a logistic error. I sent an email, but it didn't leave my inbox. Nice, right? So, so I'll just trust you to open up an account. the TradersWay. But if that gets set up properly, then it'll only be accessible to the back office. So I would say by tomorrow, for sure, you'll need an account to get in. Why don't you open that account anyways? If you already have an account, you'll be fine. Okay. Again, here's the link so I can track that that you registered in particular for this room. So again, I'll host a live Forex trading room all this week. Well, how did I clear the? So hopefully you swing on by. And thank you for attending today's live event. And we'll do it again tomorrow at forex.today. So I'll stop the recording now and just hang out until I can double confirm that the room is ready. Okay? But go ahead and open up that demo. Cheers, guys.